Welcome. It's great to have you watching once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today on the channel, I'll be talking about something that every working parent has to think about at one point, whether their child will go to day school or be a boarder. Now, I'm not here to debate about which is better for your child. And to be honest, I am not really a fan of boarding house, but I do think it has its benefits. I went to boarding school and it was a good experience for me for the most part. Also, for some parents who are really busy, I know they don't have time or live in a very bad place or part of town. I'd rather your child is in a good boarding house than left to his or her own devices at home. And also, I'd rather your child is a bit older because sometimes when they are in boarding school, they're able to focus more on their studies. So it really does depend. But personally, I'll prefer that they're a bit older. But if you have decided that boarding school is the best choice for you and your family, there are some things you do need to consider. Don't just say, oh, because I want more time at home, or because it's just the thing to do, or because every child goes to boarding, or because I went to boarding. That is not enough reason for you to put your child in boarding house. Think it through and think of the benefits and why you want your child to be in boarding house. And once you've decided that it's the best thing for you, here are a few tips that will help you with the decision of where to put your child, which boarding house to put your child in. First and foremost, you must do your due diligence. It's very important that you know where your child is going to. Find out about the school, about the boarding facility. Go and inspect it. Times have changed. It's not the same way it was when you were there. Talk to other parents. Talk to other students. Actually go to the school. Most schools encourage you to come and see the facilities that they have. It's very important in your decisions. You want a school where you know your child is going to be well taken care of when you are not there. So please, make sure you do visit the boarding school and do your due diligence in terms of what you see and what you ask. It is very, very, very important. Another thing that is so important is your presence. You're wondering, how can my presence be felt when I'm not there? In so many ways. The truth is that if you love your child, even the school will know. So even though your child is away from home, make sure your presence is felt by making sure you always call the headmaster or whoever is looking after your child. Go to the school for their visiting days, their open days. Take part in activities as much as often. And when you're not able to go, look for a qualified proxy that can go and visit, but please do not leave it for that person. I've seen people say, oh, I'm sending my child to so and so school because I have a cousin or auntie that will look after him. The truth is that you're the best person to look after your child. So do make up your mind that even though your child is going to be in boarding school, you are going to take time to go and visit your child in that school. Also, your child needs to know that he or she is important to you as well. And those are the ways you can make them feel that love is by going and spending time with them or visiting this, getting to know their friends and people that they hang out with, all the people around them. So it's very, very important that the school feels you. Your child must feel you. The school must feel you. You must know their friends. You must know the people who hang around them. And it will help you even observe any changes in your child. Which brings me to the next point, which is very, very important. You must be observant. Your child is away from school for weeks, sometimes even months, And when they come home, you have to really observe and see what's going on. Look out for subtle changes. When you go to visit them, try and observe what's going on with your child, which is why it's good to know their friends as well, because their friends may be able to tell you things that are happening as well. Talk to their headmaster, headmistress, all their teachers, call, so that they too can tell you if anything is going wrong. This is really, really important because I know of a child who was in boarding school, and because her mother was able to observe that she was changing. She was already a very quiet child, but she was getting even more quiet and more reserved. Her mom knew there was something wrong. And after questioning her, found out that she was getting very depressed due to severe bullying and teasing in school. She was being humiliated day after day by seniors in the school, and it wasn't a good environment for her. So at the end of the day, her mother decided to change her school, put her in a different boarding house where they had stricter regulations and they had a tough anti-bullying policy. And at that point, she was able to just pick up and do well in school like she had always done. She was able to get over the depression and all the things that were happening with her because her mother was very, very observant. So please be observant as a parent. Those times you spend with your child, make sure you look out, which is why it's important to even have a strong an open line of communication with your child in the first place. so that they can even tell you things that are happening. Listen to them, even when they don't speak. Listen to the things that, from their body language and things that are happening around them. Another good point, if you choose to put your child or children in boarding schools, that you can put them in the same school. If you have more than one child and the chance is there, try and put them in the same school. Why? Because chances are siblings will look out for each other. I remember then in boarding school, girls that had big sisters were never messed around with. Their sisters looked out for them and they covered their backs. And also, if there's something going on with your child, the sibling will tell you what's happening if the child is not telling you. So even if there's no other sibling to put them in the same school with, look out for family friends or just someone to look out for them that's also a student. It really, really helps. I also remember an incident of a child who was being bullied, and it was an older cousin that was able to stand up for her, and that saved the day. She was able to deal with that experience. So please, if you can, put your children in the same school. It's also easier for you as a parent when you're visiting them in the same place. We are all very busy. Going to see, a child in this state and a child in that state can be very tasking on you. So when your children are all in the same school, once the school has a good track record, why not continue with that school anyway? It makes life easier, and your children are able to even grow their bond while in school and not only when they're at home. So it's a very, very important thing to do if you can do it. Another thing that really helps with children is if you put them in a boarding school that is close to you. What do I mean by close to you? If you live in one state, make sure it's somewhere you can fly to easily or is not too much of a distance away. Because when things happen and you're called upon, you need to go there in a hurry. So the closer the school is to you, the better. Sometimes it's just not possible. There might be no good schools around you. That's fine. But like I said, even if it's just an airport away, it makes a difference. Not having to take 2 flights and a train and a car. All those things just take so much time. I'm just thinking of how you can make life easier for you and your child, so that when you need to go there, when you need to see your child, you're not thinking of something that is so logistically hard or difficult to do. So putting your child in a place that is close by or somewhere that is easy to travel to makes a whole lot of difference. Another thing that you really need to do as a parent whose child is living away from home is you have to pray. I know it sounds cliche, but honestly, God has given us those children. He will look out for them. We can't be with them 24/7. That is the honest truth. Whether they're day students, whether they're in boarding school, you cannot always be with your child. But God is always with them. So make sure you pray and ask God to guide and protect them wherever they are. He is with them all the time, and He knows what's happening to them. He can protect them much more than you can. That is the honest truth. So please pray for your child every day. It's very, very important. Closely connected to that point is my last point for children going to boarding school. Trust your instincts. There's a reason why God put them there. If you feel something is going wrong, please look into it. There might be something going wrong. If you feel something is off, please look into it. There might be something off. Don't just wave it away or say, oh, you're just overreacting. Many times, God uses our instincts to give us signals that something must be done. Like I said, do not just put your child in boarding house because everybody is doing it. Understand your child. Understand what is going to help that child. Understand what the child needs to help him or her grow into a very responsible adult. Some children may do well in boarding. Some children may not. Some children may need to sit up. Some children, it will make them lose control. You know your child more than anybody else. Ask God to give you insight into that child. Ask God to help you guide that child that He has placed under your care. And as you make your decision, I pray it's the best one for you, your child, and your entire family. Thanks for listening. If you have any tips on your child or your experiences in boarding school or day school, please feel free to share them in the comment box, and do share this video. And like I said, like and subscribe. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you here again. Thank you.